No mai, haere mai, welcome along to round 8. The Otago Nuggets and the Hawke's Bay Hawks from the Edgar Centre in Dunedin. And we are looking forward to a game with some interesting wrinkles. Must win for Hawke's Bay at the moment. They're on a steep slide, and it's not looking like this round is going to do them any favours as they head into the realm of the reigning champs, the Otago Nuggets. But Casey Frank, they have a notable admission tonight.
Well, no favors but the one. Ja'Cory McLaughlin out for the night with injury. So that gives this Hawke's Bay squad a much greater chance of coming into the stronghold that is the Edgar Centre and come away with the win. As we take a look at the ladder, the Otago Nuggets just off the top due to that points differential. Malcolm Tuatara in third, down there towards the bottom. The Hawke's Bay Hawks, but 3-6, only one game out of fifth spot. If they can, or sorry, one win out of fifth spot if they can pull it off tonight.
Yeah, it's again very congested. That sixth spot, even that fifth spot is wide open. In fact, most of them are. Given how many player movements there are coming in and out of the league, some have been announced, some are still to be confirmed. But the Hawke's Bay Hawks, they have a winning record on the road. They're 3-2. They just haven't won at home. In season 2023, the Otago Nuggets dropped the game against the Tuatara in this very building last round. The Saints and the Rams will get us back underway on Saturday late afternoon, early evening. The Sharks and the Hawks from ILT Stadium. And then the Jets and the Tuatara will go at it on Sunday afternoon. And following that will be the Giants visiting the Franklin Bulls and the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Well, the starting five for Everard Bartlett and his Hawks. Ira Lee, the import, gets a start, and then four Kiwis with Kenny, Ngatai, Ruspatch and Harris joining Lee. For Everard Bartlett, it's a team effort to get a win and stop this slide.
Welcome to the Hawks and, of course, Everard Bartlett. Now, what have you and the team been working on to try and get back to winning form?
Look, we just got to find that fight in us, you know, and we need to address a few things personally and put that challenge to each other that, you know, we are in dire straits at the moment. It's a basketball game that we love and a basketball game that I believe they can play. So finding that will to win, finding that dog mentality in themselves is what we've been focusing on.
And, of course, the Nuggets have a number of stars, including Todd Withers, who is in great form on defence. How do you slow him down tonight, and who gets that job?
Oh, well, it's going to take a team effort to slow him down. I mean, he's been in great form and has proven that he's one of the top imports in the league. So, you know, he's always a tough task for each and every one of them. So we're just going to make sure that we cover him as a team, that we communicate. If we do those two things, then I think we'll be all right.
Thanks, Everard. All the best for tonight.
All right, thanks a lot.
Starting five for the Otago Nuggets. And Michael Harris on screen, joined by Darcy Knox getting the nod at the point guard spot for Brent Matahari. Robbie Coleman does a little bit of everything for that starting five. And Todd Withers and Big Sam Timmins in the middle for this team. And they don't really know what defeat is like, having tasted it only recently. They hadn't won since July. And lost since July last year, actually, the Otago Nuggets. And for Coach Brent Matahari, it's about rectifying what went wrong against the Tuatara and taking care of a team below them.
Kia ora, Brent. Hey, coming off a loss for the first time this season, what did you and the team take out of last week?
Oh, I think, you know, we had an honest look at ourselves and where we were at, especially in that game. And, you know, just picked some low-hanging fruit to work on during the week. So, you know, that's what we've done.
And the Hawks, of course, desperate to turn their season around on the southern swing. What do you expect from them tonight?
Oh, look, they'll be full of intensity. Any team that can bring Jordan Hunt and Dorone Rokawa off the bench is a talented unit. So, you know, we have to be on our game tonight, and without J-Rock leading the charge, it's going to be a real challenge.
Cool. All the best for tonight.
Yeah, cheers.
Well, here is the head-to-head, the official stats partner of the Sales NBL. The TAB brings us this panel, and just look at the Otago Nuggets getting it done with their pressure defense.
Absolutely. You see the offensive field goal percentages up top. Don't be fooled by the Nuggets being at number 9. They shoot a lot of threes. That brings it down. Look at that points against, though. 80.6 points per game. Best in the competition. The Hawks next to last, but they do play an up-tempo style. Their turnovers per game is where it gets sketchy. The Hawks last in the league in giving the ball away. The Nuggets, the most frugal team in the league when it comes to that stat. Hence their plus 5.8 turnover margin. That's an 8 turnover difference between where the Hawks are at in that last spot. If the Nuggets win the possession battle to that level tonight, they will walk away with the win. If the Hawks can make inroads and keep it pretty even, they give themselves a great shot.
Well, for the month of May, as we look towards June, the Otago Nuggets are shooting pretty good percentages. Effective field goal percentage, 53.8. The referees for tonight's game about to get this game underway, and this will be hard to see the Hawke's Bay Hawks getting some dominance inside with Sam Timmins. So can they get the shooters free like Ethan Rusbatch, who's in a shooting slump compared to what he is in his career, but Jordan Nartai, get him going early on?
That is the question. And you've seen this Hawks team, those first 2 games of the year when they went 2-0 on the road, they're an opening road trip of the season. They look like a collective. They were playing together. They were playing with a lot of passion. As the season has gone on, they just have seemed to lose a little bit of that enthusiasm. Need to find a way to find every inch of that tonight. It's going to be a tough task to defeat the defending champions on their home court, but this Hawks team still has the talent to get it done. For the Nuggets, on the other hand, no Ja'Cory McLaughlin. This is a team, when they made their championship run, relied on their starters more than any other team in the competition. Last year, if one guy went down, there was no way to get a win. The bench has lifted its play this season. They can rely on them a little bit more, but still, Ja'Cory McLaughlin coming off the performance of the week in the league with 39 points. How are they going to replace that, Andrew Mulligan?
Oh, thanks for the hospital pass, Casey Frank.
Yeah,
Can I please say, mate? Can I please say, maybe we'll find out in 40 minutes' time.
Yes, that is an excellent way to hedge some bets.
Darcy Knox, he's one of those bench mob unit, and the likes of him, Josh Aitchison, and Matt Bardsley, those are the guys that come off the bench, and they are the ones. This isn't one of them, by the way. This is just the ball kid to present it. But they have been very, very, very good, because they have been able to do the job again for Brent Matahari. That kid is absolutely stoked.
Love the confidence. He looked like he belonged out there. I thought he was going to get involved in the jump ball.
He probably needs to go the other side of the floor.
He's, all leads road to the same place in the
Exactly.
center.
He's going to go run around, and he's going to be very excited. I think he might do it at halftime as well, which is pretty cool. Ira Lee gets the Hawks the first touch of the ball, and this game underway.
Be interesting to see if they try and take advantage of Darcy Knox. Jared Kenny, not really a scorer, as Hiram Harris travels on the catch.
Just got his feet a little bit too quick there as he looked to plant and take off against Robbie Coleman. That'll be a tough matchup for Robbie Coleman, and he'll be up for it, no doubt.
He's got the size, though, to really give issues to Hiram Harris, who's, despite being such a strong player, doesn't have the best size of that power forward position. Nice steal by Ira Lee there.
Kenny with the left hand. Timmins bats it out, but Rusbatch has it. Left it short. Goes again. He misses a second attempt.
Ethan Rusbatch letting it fly early. I like the aggressiveness, but he would love to have one of those go down, as opposed to all those times when shooters don't like them to go down.
Harris. And offensive foul. Is that what that call is there on the base, on the sideline? And we might just take a break here. Technical problems with the audio feed. As Jordan Nartai goes back door. Good look to Jordan Nartai. And once we come back, we'll go to break, and we'll hopefully have this sorted for you from Edgar Centre. Welcome back to the Edgar Centre. Hopefully the pictures and the sound are back on your screens. The Hawks have an 8-5 lead. They missed an Ira bucket. Missed a few things while we managed to get the RCA cords in properly and just wiggle around the HDMI cord and just see what the Ethernet cord was doing.
But what we've seen on the Edgar center floor in that time is an aggressive Ira Lee, putting the ball on the floor, really attacking Sam Timmons on the interior of the post and from up high. As we take a look at Michael Harris getting to the free throw line, hitting the first from the TAB, and dropping it back down to a 2-point deficit, as we're already seeing the effect of no Ja'Cory McLaughlin, J-Rock as they call him. I don't call him that, I don't know him well enough to.
No, you have to call him Mr. McLaughlin.
I like it.
Nartai. Ira Lee up high, and Sam Timmons. Gave him a bit of room and he strokes the elbow jumper.
He's playing really well right now, is Ira Lee. Really aggressive early in this one, up to 8 points of the 10 for the Hawks Bay.
Withers pulls the trigger.
It's all about volume when it comes to shooting for this Nuggets team. They get enough up, eventually they're going to start hitting some.
Rokawa off the glass and in. Rokawa with the offense off the bench for the Hawks.
And he might have the prettiest in-between game in the Sal's NBL. Not out from deep, not at the rim, but as Sam Timmons takes it on the rim with some power there.
Cuts into this Hawks lead. And we've got a sub. Coleman will take a seat. Josh Aitchison into the game for the Otago Nuggets. Nartai on the wing.
Forced that one just a bit. We mind seeing him try and use a bit of his craftiness to get a bit of a higher percentage shot there.
Timmons again, roll into the cup, and Ira Lee gets him this time. Sam Timmons at the line.
Ira Lee disappointed with the foul. Thought he had a chance to get it reasonably clean there, but commits it nonetheless as he picks up his second personal foul.
Your thoughts on Ira Lee just hedging a bit too much on Darcy Knox there? Maybe needs to really stick with Timmons in that action.
In a game like this too, you would have had so much of your game plan as the Hawks coming in focused around Ja'Cory McLaughlin and the 39 points that he had. When you hear he's out of the lineup and somebody else comes in, you're like, well, wait a minute, how are we going to do this? You still got that game plan where we're showing hard, taking it away from the scorer. Sam Timmons hits the second as well. Well, he's out now, but not enough time to change that game plan in pregame, so gonna have to be doing some maneuvering on the fly.
Rusbatch, he forces it, and he'll go to the line, and that's what Ethan Rusbatch will need to get in his game going, because Rusbatch shooting just 29.3% from the field, 20% from deep, which is very un-Ethan Rusbatch-like. 70% from the line, averaging just 9 points a game in the month of May.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle for him to find his stroke, but he's a confident player, and you can't let the lack of consistency from deep knock that confidence. He has to keep shooting. Even the gravity he has still as a below average shooter at the moment still is keeping teams honest.
Withers has it stolen by Rusbatch. Here comes Hiram Harris in the open court. And we've got a carry call on Hiram Harris. He gets called for that every now and again, doesn't he, Hiram Harris?
Well, it looked like he was trying to steady himself for the contact that he was getting from Withers behind, as that is one of the shortest rest tails I've ever seen on Hiram Harris right now.
Got to stick to it.
You got to start somewhere. Journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step or with one strand of hair.
Bardsley looking to give it to Timmins, and Withers was about to fall out of bounds, so he knocks it off Denham Brooks' legs, and it will stay with the Otago Nuggets. 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Plenty of time to get a good look. But you're going to have to work through the bigs a bit more. In this situation, normally they're just putting in the hands of the point guard.
Bardsley gets loose underneath.
Really definitive drive there. Went with a quick first step that exploded to the rim for the finish.
Jai is in the game. He's got the heavily strapped shoulder. He's been suffering from that shoulder injury for a few months now, as the defense from Aitchison is good. Gives it to the trailing Bardsley. Denham Brook just knocked him to the ground.
I'm not sure how that's not a travel. His feet still on the ground there as his bum touched, but either way, turnover to the Nuggets afterwards.
Hawks with this 1-point lead. Hiram Harris and the Hawks need a win. Just 2 on the season, 3 on the season rather. 6 losses. Ruspatch misses.
No presence on the offensive glass. Need to do something to create extra possessions. Normally second in the league in that category.
It's going to be a big night for Jordan Hunt and Ira Lee when Sam Timmins gets a catch like that and then just bangs into the chest.
All mentality there, aggressive move, didn't hesitate at all before he went straight to the post possession.
Harris stepping through. Brook knocks that down. Nice offense, Denham Brook.
Well, Harris really trying to attack Harris there. Harris and Harris, future teammates in the Perth Wildcats. That could get a bit confusing.
Michael Harris answers at the other end. Michael Harris averaging 22 points a game this month. And we've got a foul on the baseline.
Where Harris fouled Harris. This could get fun.
Mike and Hiram. Do you think we'll go first name basis with that one?
We could do.
It's 2 rats towels, Casey.
Ah, I only had the profile previously.
Well, I think the Perth Wildcats fans are going to absolutely love Hiram Harris.
No doubt about it. He is exactly the type of player that they enjoy out there. Hard-nosed, gives it his all.
Good work from Jordan Hunt on the glass. Jack Andrews out there for the Nuggets.
And especially when Sam Timmins is out of the game, this Hawks team has to be extremely active on the offensive glass.
Bardsley. He's fouled and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Matt Bardsley coming in aggressively off that little catch there. Drops it right into the pocket. Denham Brook gets caught on his hip, and Matt Bardsley expects that contact to come, absorbs it, doesn't get the finish, but earns 2 at the TAB.
Matt Bardsley shooting just 38% from the TAB line this season. Gets the roll on the second. We've got a sub in. Coleman comes into the game for Bardsley. Bit of 3-quarter court pressure from the Nuggets. Hiram Harris. And they fall back into a 2-3 zone. Got on to Lokawa. Ngatai looking for some space on the baseline. Andrew Withers shut it down.
4 on the shot clock.
Harris tries to give it to Brook, who wasn't quite set. Turnover.
Couldn't penetrate that zone at all. Really nice communication and moving of the feet.
Coleman misses that high arcing 3. Withers almost gets the steal.
Well, we're going to have a chat about it.
Ngatai thought it was touched.
As does Jordan Hunt. We're going to have a little discussion about who was the last person to touch it. And that will go to the Nuggets.
Harris gets us back underway. Darcy Knox getting the call up. No, Ja'Cory McLaughlin. Harris with the long 2. Simmons with an offensive rebound. Gets another, almost. Good contest. The Hawks will have to do a good job on the glass tonight if they want to win on the road. At home, Harris misses that. Good defense from Coleman. And this is a rebounding team that is pretty equal between these two units.
Yeah, the equal in total of rebounds, but vast differences. The Hawks 10th in defensive rebound percentages. Daron Rukawa lets that one fly. The Nuggets 3rd in defensive rebound percentage. Offensively, Nugs in the middle of the pack at 6th, but the Hawks the 2nd best offensive rebounding percentage team in the league. So they end up on the same number, but do it in vastly different ways.
Harris felt it. He'll stick to the line. Michael Harris, the Australian. Slow start shooting the ball, but he's come alive over the last 4 or 5 games.
And extremely active in the passing lanes. He's, along with Todd Withers, have just been terrorizing those point guards when they're trying to find the ball to the wing. If you telegraph that pass any which way, he's got the instincts and his foot speed to really jump on it, force those changing possessions, and take the ball the other way. Nuggets really relying on the zone in the first quarter. And just a careless turnover again.
Ngatai stepped out. 15.9 to go in this first quarter. It's a 2-point lead for the Nuggets. Harris to Knox. Rokar was on him. Working down for the last shot of this first quarter. Knox puts it up. Good defense from Jordan Hunt. There's 3 to go, and it's going to be stolen away, and we will wrap it all up for the first quarter. The Nuggets with a 2-point lead. A good quarter for the visiting Hawke's Bay Hawks. And the second quarter will be back very shortly.
Sal's in a cold one tonight. And of course, the final 6 tickets are on sale, happening in Auckland, 20th to 23rd of July. Get your tickets now. QR code right there. Of course, every team in the league still has a chance to be in that final 6. But the Hawks, they need to get this one to give themselves a real chance at the postseason.
Bardsley gets everybody up, and the roll is nice. Nice finish from Matt Bardsley.
He is being really aggressive on the rim. I've loved the way his game has expanded to include that penetration and finishing ability.
Rusbatch, the runner. Nice look from Ethan Rusbatch.
Good action with the handoff out of the corner. Ira Lee with that big body creating an advantage.
Again, Matt Bardsley challenging the Hawks defense.
Saved by Harris there.
Withers for three. Oh, Hiram Harris got him. Got him on the arm.
Hiram Harris is trying to complain about the call, but looks like he'll pick up the first foul on a 3-point shot from Todd Withers there. Just a bit too aggressive. Got a little bit of ball, but looked like it got a little bit of body as well.
Todd Withers, exceptional two-way player. Always good to have a returning import in your team from the get-go.
Yeah, especially one that feels comfortable with the situation. You know you can depend on him. Just really been so impressed since he's come to this part of the world with his defensive abilities. And has had more of a scoring load put on his shoulders this season as he hits the third and stretches the lead for Otago to 5, as the Hawks need to find a way to take care of the basketball. Already 8 turnovers in this one.
Jared Kenny misses the runner. Tough defense to get over the top of that. Darcy Knox, long two. Ira Lee with the board.
Really important for Lee to play without picking up foul number 3.
Ira Lee will pull the trigger. He'll get it back. This time he'll kick it to Rusbatch. Oh, wow. Nice hands from Knox. Nartai's tracking back. Oh, Jordan Nartai smashes it out.
Blocked out the sun with that one. Might as well call it an eclipse.
Oh, Hiram Harris got it back. Gets it back again. Puts it up and in.
Oh, that's a big momentum shifting play there. A short 2 points taken away by Nartai, and the hustle by Harris to get the finish on the other end.
Harris pulling the trigger. Oh, going left. He's feeling it, Michael Harris. He's got 12.
When he gets streaky, he can go nuclear very quickly.
Ira Lee. Withers right there.
Just recognized it too late. Had to be an instant pass.
Oh, it's Todd Withers. He goes down. And
well, that's an unfortunate time out there by Everard Bartlett. They had a 5-on-4 on the other end.
They did, and Todd Withers, he might have blown a shoe actually.
It's just got the multicolors.
Got the multi-color. I thought the one on the right looked like he'd come out the back of it, but Todd Withers squeezes that dunk in nicely in transition. And they have a timeout, do the Hawks. They want to talk about it. Too many turnovers at the moment.
Oh, this is going to be disappointing for Everard Bartlett. Just not the focus that you need at this point in the game. The Nuggets are down one of their star players. It's a really great opportunity to come in, steal one when you need it most, but they just haven't had that attention to detail. In particular, when you look at the turnovers telling the story, of course, they came into this game last in the league in turnovers, not taking care of the ball. They've already got 10 in just over 11 minutes here. And that's compared to 7 to Otago, who normally only average just over around 11 for the game. So way up for them, but certainly way up for the Hawks. Shooting 41%, 1 for 6 from deep. Combine that with the turnovers and the lack of making up any ground in the possession game, it's going to be a long night. They can't find some answers for that.
Well, the Nuggets lead is 8. No Ja'Cory McLaughlin for the Nuggets, out with an injury. Had a big 39-point game last round in the losing effort to the Tuatara. Now they're back in that 2-3 zone. Hiram Harris looking at Rusbatch. Michael Harris comes out a little bit on Rusbatch because he's a shooter, and you can see why. He knocks that down.
He came out of the timeout with a little fire. quick attack, and important for the Hawks to hit some jumpers to pull the Nuggets out of that zone, because with their size, the Hawks just are finding nothing on the interior against that zone defense.
Russ Batch has got 7. Withers. Nice defense from Jared Kenny. Who else?
Matched up with the big on the post, but the point guard works his way around with the hustle.
Defensive veteran as Nartai pulls it short on that one.
And you see, they've come out of the timeout much more aggressive than they went into it.
Michael Harris pulling the trigger. Jack Andrew on the offensive rebound.
That's the first second chance points of the game for the Nuggets. Jack Andrew getting it done.
Harris going with the left. Todd Withers with the and one.
Hiram Harris, beautiful use of his strength driving to the cup as Todd Withers picks up his first personal foul. That's what maybe is the most impressive about his defensive abilities, is how he's able to do so without garnering too many whistles. Sam Timmons checks in for him now. And that's the Twin Towers, so to speak. This is a big front line with the Nuggets, even with you got Coleman in, you got Jack Andrew in, and you've got Sam Timmons. This is as big as it gets for this lineup.
I mean, that just screams a painkiller tonight or two. That front line, that is bruising. I mean, you got Hiram Harris and Jordan Hunt and Denham Brooks. That's a front line, but that's big for the Nuggets there.
That is just some corn-fed down south boys playing for Otago right now, laying the wood on those screens.
Morikawa goes underneath the screen of Timmons, and now he goes at Jordan Hunt, who's doing everything he can to keep Timmons away. And what do we got? We got a offensive foul, or was a 3 in the key? Excuse me. He was dancing around a little bit, wasn't he?
Well, it could have been a bit more definitive with the move, I think. Sam Timmons, he does like to use the up fake. Probably had the size advantage, the strength advantage. Could have gone on straight up on the first one.
Jordan Hunt misses that. Jordan Hunt has been doing a good job on Sam Timmons down low as well. Harris gets to the cup. Michael Harris, he's got 14 and a half.
And Jordan Hunt just caught a no man's land when he came off around the screen, as Ethan Rusbash can't hit it. The quick shot in transition.
Here's Harris. Michael Harris, he's feeling it.
Not a lot of conscious.
Love to see it. Tyrone Rokawa got all of Darcy Knox, and he needs a moment.
But he took that one straight in the solar plexus. Strong move by Tyrone Rokawa.
Yeah, he's had the wind knocked out of him a little bit. He took a hard shoulder to the middle of the rib cage.
I'd love to see that aggression.
Yeah, I'd love to see Tyrone over there checking him as well. Well, that's the last thing you want if you're Brett Matahari as your backup point guard going down while your starting or star point guard is out. Michael Rusk got the call up as well.
Just a bit winded though, he'll be okay. Joe Ahi, nice to see him back from injury. See that tape on the shoulder underneath the rim. He's been out for the season up to this point with that shoulder injury. Just recently started playing again.
Rokawa again. Fouled again, just the 13th foul this time on the Nuggets, but Rokawa looking like a zone buster at the moment.
Robbie Coleman overcommitting to contesting there. He really didn't have a chance to block the shot in that instance, but because he was so aggressive, committed the foul. Rokawa unlucky not to get the kiss off the glass, but a chance to get into down to 4 points with a couple of makes here as Todd Withers checks back into the ball game. He's never long for the bench, is he?
No. Rokawa good on the first. This has been good from the Hawks out of that timeout. Down 8, they just looked like that maybe the game was about to get away from them. As Rokawa makes the second.
Been a bit more aggressive in transition, and more importantly, I think, aggressive on the rim in the half court. They can't settle for jumpers. They are not shooting the ball well from deep. They have to get to the line, get to the cup, finish.
Harris. Oh, what a pass to Timmins.
The stretch around by Michael Harris. That pass had seeing eyes. Like all eyes are seen, I guess, except for blind people, but let's leave that alone.
Otago with some fancy dribbling. The three is missed. Again, it's Harris. And Robbie Coleman's fouled.
Looked like it might have been a little bit with the happy feet there from the angle on the catch. Got him going, but a nice transition opportunity created. Coleman running the floor nicely. Gets the catch. Doesn't put it down. Wastes no time going straight up. Takes the harm. And the chance to stretch it back to 9 is just as quickly as the Hawks look like they've got something going. The Nuggets respond.
Robbie Coleman having a season. 7.3 points a game, 4.3 rebounds a game, shooting 80% from the line.
He's really stepped up with the added opportunity. And he's proven himself a stout physical defender that Coach Brett Matahari can count on. And enough of an offensive threat from outside that teams can't ignore him.
Ira Lee back in the game. Ahi out on him. Looking at the zone again as Rusvatch. That missed because Sam Timmins is right there.
And two Hawks fight for the rebound and take it away from each other. Ira Lee and Rusvatch.
Oh, great look, but Denham Brooks read it. And then just got beaten to the spot by Todd Withers. A little bit shook on that contact.
Well, nice read. Just couldn't quite get to it without the contact on the body of Withers. Not yet shooting, as you can see Todd Withers didn't really like that contact.
He felt it. Oh, nice. Beaten.
Didn't see the start of the play there, but the end of it looked like just needed somebody to body up a bit.
Harris is 16. Ngatai knocks that down.
Nice response. He's keeping it at 6, but these last 4 minutes, Hawks really got to find a way to close well if they really want to win this game.
Oh, Harris again. Michael Harris is having a half. He's got 18 now.
Just really aggressive. He is not to be denied as Ira Lee catches inside.
Nice pass from Rusvatch. Basket's waved off.
Travel called.
A travel.
Looked from our angle that he came to the jump stop and gathered himself well before finishing. Not the opinion of Brad Clive there.
Paddy Freeman's in the game for the Nuggets. Ahi with the ball. Turns the corner. There's Freeman in the corner. Ira Lee looking to push it and put the moves on with us. Rokawa. Brooks for 3. Ira Lee got under Sam Timmins
my!
there.
That is a horribly bad call.
I mean, Ira Lee got underneath Sam Timmins there, who had a hand on it. It came off his hand.
That's just must not have had the angle, but looks like after the discussion it should go back to the Hawks where it rightfully belongs. And just sometimes the angle's a little bit tough to find. But that's why you got 3 refs out there and good communication between Brad Clive and Marty Clark.
Rokawa, Brooks and Hunt take a seat. Harris and Hunt, excuse me, Hunt's out there now. Rusvatch is taking a seat with Brooks. Jordan Ngatai. Jared Kenny out there. Hunt to come over. Ngatai with Ahi on him. And we've got a foul on Joe Ahi. Waved off if the shot was going to go in. But good to see aggressiveness in the second quarter from the Hawks, but they just aren't getting that defensive stoutness that they need at the other end.
Yeah, they're hanging around right now, but it feels like it's more due to a lack of execution by the Nuggets more than what's being created by the Hawks.
Go to Ngatai in the post. Smaller Bardsley on him. And we've got a flop warning on Matt Bardsley. Because Jordan Ngatai just powers through him.
Yeah, mistimed it. He was trying to time it with when he came, but he chose to fall down off the spin. So obvious that the flop was in effect.
Michael Harris. Love his trigger.
He is letting it fly. No shame in his game from deep.
18, 3 and 3 in the quarter, in the half rather.
4 for 8 from the field now.
Hiram Harris to Hunt. Hunt has the smaller Harris on him. Ira Lee for 3. Timmins gave him space and gets his rebound.
Sorry, 6 for 13 is Michael Harris. That's for Kubo.
Ah, Sam Timmins. Big 3 from the big man. Pushes the lead to 9 for the Nuggets.
It really changes the geometry of the court when he's hitting from deep.
Jordan Hunt answers back though. The big man letting them fly from deep.
A little bit of a retort. Jordan Hunt loves it from deep. A lot of space on that one. He took advantage.
Now the more traditional low post game from the big man. Big 6'11" center, and Hunt got him on the arm.
Well, it's difficult anytime you're playing post defense when you're against a guy you're giving up that much size to, and he's allowed to have 3, 4 dribbles in a row without help coming. He's going to get to his spot. So if somebody's not going to jab at, just feint at the ball a little bit, make him feel uncomfortable. You're really asking a lot out of the big defenders in the post there when they don't have that size or strength advantage.
With 1:33 to go in this first half, Brett Matahari calls timeout for the Nuggets. We're shooting 51% in this half, 4 of 12 from deep. And their leading scorer is Michael Harris. He's 6 for 14. He's got 18 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds now, 2 steals and a block as well.
Putting them together again. 2 for 7 from deep, 4 for 7 from inside, keeping it balanced. And just has played 17 minutes as well.
Yeah, and for the Hawks, Ira Lee leads all scorers on that side of the floor with 8. Rusbach and Natai have 7. Harris has 5. This does Jordan Hunt off the bench. 5 rebounds for Rusbach as well. Just 1 for 4 from downtown. They're 4 for 16. The Hawke's Bay Hawks. They're a poor 3-point shooting team, unfortunately, for them. Shooting just 28.6 points percent, I should say, rather, in the season. And that's why they only have 3 wins through this being the 8th round of the Sal's 2023 season. Sal's NBL is with us. Skip pass out, Knox. In and out. Hiram Harris controls it eventually. Withers right on his hip.
I like when Withers runs with his hands up and just draws his body into the dribbler, and that allows him to get away with the contact.
And then he just pokes it away from Ira Lee.
Well, he's just got such quick hands. It's tough if you're a guard to be dribbling around him, but Ira Lee, Todd Withers is just kind of setting up until he's got the opportunity to strike.
Here is Michael Harris. Came off Jordan Natai. Michael Harris was asking why that call wasn't made, so it will be Hawks ball. I'm surprised Michael Harris just didn't shoot it from there.
Well, might as well. 18 points. Feeling good. And Withers heads to the bench. He's stretching that leg out ever so slightly, and looks like he's heading off with the physio as well. Keep track of that for you as this game goes along.
Kenny for 3.
Nice job on the defensive glass, holding him to 1 opportunity.
Bardsley felt the contact, put it up, and it's going to stay with the Nuggets. Hawks just let that one dribble out, thinking it came off a Nugget hand.
This is exactly the kind of stuff that Everard Bartlett continues to talk about. Where's that hustle? Where's that extra effort? You think the ball's yours, but it can be yours if you chase it down. Robbie Coleman gets in there. He doesn't get his hands on it, but he keeps possession to the Nuggets. Timeout Brett Matahari to chat about things. Chance here to go from 6 to 8. And once they've grabbed that little lead, the Nuggets, they've done a nice job of just holding the Hawks at bay, not really letting them find a lot of confidence. Every time they get a couple buckets in a row, they've had the response.
I guess it's a good opportunity here with Nuggets getting the ball back. It's a 6-point lead. We're just waiting just to talk about the fact that they might be able to get a bucket here, get a stop or two before the time winds down, and just refocus. Because the last thing you want is the Hawks to get a stop and then go the other way. Maybe drill a three, cut the lead in half, give themselves some confidence heading into that third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, the closing minutes of quarters and halves are really important. You call it winning time, you call it championship time, and the Nuggets got that championship experience. But in those last 2 or 3 minutes of quarters, if you're able to grab leads back or claw them back closer to you or extend 6 points to 8 or 9 points, that just in the long run has such a big effect on the team and the team's ability to win those close games. It's not the clutch just yet, but this is what leads to it. And right now, the Nuggets are executing very nicely in these situations this season.
.17 on the shot clock, 28.8 left in the second quarter. And there is the stop.
Harris had that red.
Absolutely.
That was a design play looking for the lob for Timmons, but Harris was all over it.
Speaking of which, Harris goes right at Robbie Coleman and just barrels through him and then keeps Timmons off his right shoulder, gets the bucket, and Sam Timmons, the Nuggets have burned their timeouts, but he smartly uses the player timeout, the Sky City player timeout. And they'll talk about it for 30 seconds.
Well, I love the drive by Hiram Harris. Tried to use his quickness. Robbie Coleman moves well, bit of contact there, but Harris plays through it, gets the finish. And as you mentioned, Sky City player timeout. And this is your opportunity to get a ticket to the big game. Use that QR code there. See if your community group is eligible for one of, or you know, a couple hundred of the 10,000 community group tickets available across the league this season.
Doesn't have to be just a community group, it could be a school as well. You know, a couple of school teams, basketball teams turned up.
Schools are in the community.
They certainly are. This is a very general description.
I'd like to see some bowls clubs coming through.
Nate has it poked away. Good stop from the Hawks here as Darcy Knox goes wide, and the Hawke's Bay Hawks down 4 against the reigning champs, the Otago Nuggets, 45-41. We'll come back and talk about the stats shortly. Welcome back to the Edgar Centre, and the Nuggets have a 4-point lead over Hawke's Bay. The Hawks looking to arrest a slide out in the standings. Andrew Mulligan, Casey Frank on hand. Let's have a look at the stats at halftime. Brought to you by the TAB, the official stats partner of the Sal's NBL.
And surprising with Timmins and Harris getting off like they did, led by the big three, Withers there in third, that the Hawks were able to keep pace, but great performance from their bench is what the big difference was in that first half. Ira Lee leading the way with 8, but a balanced score sheet around everyone. The rebounding reasonably close, as there's a 3-rebound advantage to the Hawks overall. Once again, combined effort, nobody dominating Hiram Harris, Ethan Rusbatch leading the way though. And the assist, Michael Harris not just scoring the basketball, but dropping it to his teammates as well. The Otago Nuggets, one of the better teams in the league in assist percentage.
Well, no Ja'Cory McLaughlin as well. So Michael Harris, he's got the green light at the best of times, but he is touching the ball more, getting everybody involved in those 4 assists. We'll see how he goes in the second half. And of course, Todd Withers leading the steals count for probably the 18th time for the Otago Nuggets.
That is what he's good at. Of course, Michael Harris tends to get in there as well, as the young fellas trying to emulate what they've seen on the court. Might be tough, but see some prospects.
Is that kid seagulling, or is he defense?
Either way. Oh,
he's seagulling.
He's
love to see it.
That ball. Just
he's open.
that rock.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with the third quarter after these messages. Welcome back to the Edgar Centre. The Nuggets with a 4-point lead over the Hawks in round 8 of the Sal's NBL. Last night, the Canterbury Rams took care of the Airs in the first game of round 8. 2 double headers to come this round, Saturday and Sunday. Jack Andrew, Sam Timmins. And Jack Andrew just nursing a bit of a knee injury last couple of rounds. And that's either a brace or is that just keeping that loose, keeping that warm?
Yeah, a bit surprising. I've not seen a guy warm up in the second half. You'd be a bit surprised to see him take part in the festivities afterwards. So they might be down one more player on top of Ja'Cory McLaughlin.
Jack Andrew not actively in that warm-up line at the moment to get us back underway. Ja'Cory McLaughlin, just the bottom left of your screen there. He's out with a leg injury. 39 against the Tuatara.
Just such a impressive performance. Of course, the scoreline in that one was probably a bit flattering to the Nuggets in the end, as the Tuatara have really moved from strength to strength since losing to the Nuggets on their home court. Always good when teams can repay the favor to one another in that respect.
And for the Hawks, what do they need to do to get into this game, get the win? Because a win on the road against the reigning champs would be huge for Hawke's Bay. The Hawks need something to happen. They want to be part of that final 6, and Tamaki Makoto, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. You get your tickets with that QR code on the left there.
Well, if the Hawks want to get this win and give themselves a real chance of making the final 6 that we see on screen, they have to continue to do a good job on the turnovers like they did that last 7 minutes of that second quarter. 10 turnovers in the first 11 minutes of the game, just 2 since then. So 12 turnovers. If they can keep that number low for the remainder of this game, they got a chance. I'd like to see him push it a little bit more in transition, take advantage of the speed they have at multiple positions. But I think for me, most importantly, is finding success at the rim. They can't just settle for the three-point shot. Not shooting the ball great, just 4 for 17 in that first half. Conversely, the Nuggets, I'd like to see them continue to pressure the Hawks. They, at times, did a good job of forcing the issue in the post, but what they were really looking for is to draw those double teams, kick to the weak side, let those three-pointers fly. It comes down to the defense for the Nuggets, and as always, that three-point value. If they get up enough threes, they're going to hit enough. But if you can limit their opportunities from deep, that's when the law of averages doesn't start to work in their favor. They are 4th in the competition in three-point rate at 44.9. Shooting more towards the middle of the pack in terms of percentage.
The Hawks have a game tomorrow night as well. They play the Southland Sharks in Invercargill at ILT Stadium, so a quick turnaround for them. On the road in the Southern Swing.
Yeah, the true doubleheader is always difficult. This time of year it can get a little bit chilly down there. I don't know if you've heard that.
Surely not. It's a beautiful part of the country.
You know, it does make me nostalgic for the old Edgar Center that was all concrete and about -3 degrees at all times.
Was that the Dunedin Stadium when it had like the thin green mat?
Yes.
I'm glad you said that. I used to play club basketball when I was at university in Dunedin, and there was one game that I was going to bring up. Phil Jones, co-commentator, legend, had 105 for the Bowler Celtics.
Sounds like Philly.
105. He went 24 of 27 from deep. 1999.
How many assists though? That's the real question.
He did not have a double-double. Ira Lee bounces off his leg. My friend, my good friend Andrew Shannon, I'm going to name check him. He had 21 in the game.
Oh,
I think it might have been 14. It's grown over the years.
That's good.
To 21.
Well, together, that's 128. So well done by them.
And if you say Phil Jones scored 100 in a club game, he would correct you and said it was actually 105.
Also sounds like Philly.
Ira Lee cleans up that rebound. Nartai. Withers all over him.
Man, he's so good at navigating those screens, the way he was able to get around the first one and above the second.
Oh, what a look. Nartai. Kenny unopposed on the glass. with a mismatch here.
But inside Lee
Yeah.
with a better mismatch. Oh, good switch.
Great switch.
That is just shows you how good they are defensively.
Ira Lee just goes to work on Sam Timmins there.
Nice job by Timmins to make him work, though. Difficult shot that was hit in the end, but really good activity by the Nuggets, swapping in and out. But despite that, the Hawks have now cut it to 2. Starting to feel a little frisky.
Withers pulls the trigger, knocks that 3 down. Nothing doing on that play.
Well, just had enough space and now is 2 for 3 from deep for his 11 points.
Lee on the face-up, can't get the roll. Timmins with the rebound.
Well, for me, that's a win for Sam Timmins. He's able to contest that late, make it a bit more difficult, keeping himself his foul trouble because he's not being driven at.
Travel called on Timmins.
They've eyed the moving violations pretty closely tonight, keeping these players on their toes and within the rule book.
The referee's got a new sponsor. They got new shirts for this round.
They're looking svelte. The vertical stripes, it helps with the framing.
We got a foul called on that side of the court.
As you take a look at the foul.
Robbie Coleman. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay is Kenny into the key. Looking at Lee, but there's Michael Harris getting in those passing lanes.
And there's that turnover, rearing its head again. Unforced. Just a poor pass.
Coleman's 3 is good. Robbie Coleman coming into his own over the last few rounds.
Well, Coach Brett Matahara, he gives his players a lot of freedom, and they love playing for him as Ruspatch lets it fly, but can't find the range.
Just like that, the lead is 8, and the Nuggets have the ball. Harris. Fouled by Kenny.
And the response from the Nuggets, time and time again this evening, has just been just enough to keep the Hawks at bay. They cut it to 2 points and a 6-0 run by the Nuggets, looking to add to that here. And stretch it out to a 10-point lead if Michael Harris is able to hit both. And I believe that missed. And looks like, yeah, indeed it did.
Gets the roll on the second.
Still shy of 20 points now. Just 1 point shy though, 19.
Ngatai, a bit of a hesitation, fires it to Kenny.
Well, not a bad look. Good job by Harris to fight off Hiram Harris. But I wouldn't mind seeing Jordan Ngatai hit that. They need buckets.
Good rebound from Hiram Harris over Sam Timmins.
A lot of physicality in that play there.
Ruspatch.
What a closeout by Todd Withers there. And Hiram Harris, the activity. This last 3-play stretch has been something. Michael Harris had to fight him off on the offensive glass. He came down and just out-muscled Sam Timmins for the defensive rebound, then comes down and gains an extra possession on the other side. His work rate, fantastic in that string of plays. No surprise. He's got as big a motor as we've seen in the league.
Barsley in the game for Coleman. Harris on the baseline eventually gets it in. But Okawa to Jordan Hunt, who's in the game, and it's going to be a foul called on Darcy Knox.
And just trying to get physical in the mismatch, and Jordan Hunt does what you're supposed to do, try to get a little bit lower. Whistle blown before it gets too heated. Just an update. Phil Jones let me know that he had 5 assists in that game.
5 assists. Surely a couple of them were to my friend. Harris on the baseline. Hunt with the catch. Good position. And a vital bucket for the Hawks in the scheme of things here, just trying to keep this from blowing out to double figures.
Like what the Hawks are doing when they get these switches, they've got the opportunity to take advantage of them, but haven't done so with enough consistency. Great hands by Ira Lee.
Withers is back. Ira Lee looking to put the moves on. Left hand is good. Todd Withers went down. Didn't get a flop warning.
Well, the contact was there.
The contact was definitely there. All apologies to Withers.
But at the same time, I think he did try and sell it a bit, which is maybe why he didn't get the whistle.
Knox for three. Hawks get a stop.
0 for 4 from deep now is Darcy Knox. They keep trying to offer that shot to him.
Ira Lee attacking Timmins. Rebound is loose, and it stays with the Nuggets.
The Hawks have had some good activity on the offensive glass this last few trips down the court, and that's enabled them to once again claw their way back to a 2-possession game. Lead got as close as 2 to start this quarter, but it just does not feel as though the Nuggets feel too much pressure when it gets a little tighter.
He had 17 rebounds, Phil Jones,
That's also impressive.
in that game.
I'm gonna have to see a score sheet soon though. Starting to become storific.
There are multiple witnesses. Surely, Phil, you have it. Bardsley is the shot clock expired. No turnover called. Harms pushing it. Ngatai with his feet set. A lefty like Phil misses that.
It was good push though. Great shot created in transition, but once again, doesn't drop.
Michael Harris, I love the trigger. Can't get that roll to drop. And again, survive to the Hawke's Bay Hawks. They just can't seem to get any closer.
Well, a lot of it has to do with the shooting. Just 4 for 22 from deep right now. And that is part of this discrepancy. The Nuggies 6 for 19.
Shout out to your friend, our friend, Hayden Allen. He had 72 in a club game in Dunedin.
Oh, where's the defense in Dunedin? You might as well call it Dunedin.
And Eden. It's tough, man. Great give and go to Bardsley. Oh,
what a
great hands from Jordan Hunt.
The up fake almost worked well as Bardsley gets caught with the slap, just reaching there. Love the effort, love the execution by Bardsley, but just a little bit too much length from Jordan Hunt. Always pays to be 6'8".
Legend has it that Phil Jones and Hayden Allen flatted together when they were in the scoring hunt for the title in club basketball, and Phil went over at halftime of his game as Hayden Allen was playing on the court next to his and mentioned that he had 50 odd at halftime. Hayden had 20 odd.
Got to one up him. Or 30 up him.
Harris. This is that.
Hawks keeps letting it fly from deep. They're gluttons for punishment. 4 for 23 now.
Withers gives it to Jack Andrew, puts it down.
Just a little burst by Withers. Getting to the ball just a millisecond quicker. And a lovely flurry for the finish by Andrew.
Ira Lee trying to put it down over Jack Andrew.
Oh, count it.
And Ira Lee's hurt, is he? Gets the and one. He's going to pop back up.
That's the son of a football player there. Pops right back up. No effect. What a finish. Love the challenge. Ira Lee got off to such a hot start for the Hawks. 8 points of their first 10. With that make there, lifts them to 14 for the game. And a chance to cut it to 2 with the all-important shot from the TAB here.
Ira Lee with a line drive foul shot from the TAB. 54-52 now. 3:30 to go in this third quarter. Hawks hanging around.
When you look at that foul trouble as well, the Hawks can get really aggressive here, try and force some turnovers and not send the Nuggets to the line. I'd like to see them up that level of physicality and, just kind of force the action, see if they can't force a couple of turnovers. The Nuggets do not have that ability. They are already over the limit. There'll be free throws for every foul for them the rest of the way.
Harris with the ball. He is 19. Just the 1 point in this third quarter from the foul line. Made to work. Runner. Good defense by Rusbatch.
And just their best offense is when they move that ball a little bit more. Nice screen by Denham Brook, but need to be a bit more unselfish. Force that D to work. Don't just try to do it all on your own.
Rusbatch to Hunt. Harris again hounding the ball. 4 to shoot. Hiram Harris. The Nuggets defense collapses, and Hiram Harris, that final step, he just drags it out. Slows down for him, and he's always patient with it. And he gets it to go down this time. Then he gets the steal. Hawks can take the lead here. Oh, tough.
Bardsley. What a play by Bardsley.
Matt Bardsley all over it.
Oh, foul called on Jordan Hunt as well.
As Bardsley goes crashing down on the baseline. Good hustle from Matt Bardsley again.
Well, I didn't realize he had drawn the foul there. I thought he had just saved it and thrown it off Jordan Hunt to retain possession, but to draw the foul as well. Huge play. What hustle. As Hiram Harris just lofted it a bit much, thought he could get it over, but the hustle there, not a lot in the contact. Probably a little unfortunate is Jordan Hunt, but either way, Nuggets possession. And we got a tie ball game with 2:36 left. About 3 minutes left in the second quarter. The Nuggets were up 6. Weren't able to pull away. The Hawks cut it back to 4 at halftime. And it's going to be interesting to see who's able to close this quarter and gain that upper hand heading into the fourth.
Nuggets just 9 points in this quarter. To Timmins. It's Knox. Hasn't hit a 3 yet. Finally knocks it down on his 5th attempt.
1 for 5 now, and nice find by Sam Timmins. Not really making himself a scoring threat in the post, but as that fulcrum of the offense gets the assist.
Rokawa on the pull-up.
Loves the mid-range. Just toying with him. Takes that step back, just enough space created by the step back to get it over the outstretched hands of the big fella.
Knox is feeling it.
Heat check, why not? 0 for the first 4, 2 for 2 on the last 2 possessions. Confidence is high.
Rokawa. Low, they're trading buckets, those two.
Back and forth we go. The point guards are coming at it. Buzz the tower, Darcy. Buzz the tower. Give it another one.
Lee almost with the steal. Bardsley gets it up and in.
Oh, that gamble by Lee. When it came up, snake eyes really hurt the team as Rokawa, lazy pass is intercepted.
Rokawa gets it back. And then it's going to be Jordan Nartai off the glass and in.
Well, if you're going to seagull, at least give us a dunk, Jordy. Throw it down, but they will take the closing down to the 1 point lead.
He's got a fourth quarter to seal this win up. And then they have a game tomorrow night to the Hawks against Southland. Sam Timmins pulls the trigger on the 3. Hawks can take the lead here. Nartai pulls the move. Off the glass, can't get it to go. Lee with the follow, no good. It's Nartai again, and Jack Andrew cleans it up.
Still have the chance for a 2 for 1, about a 4-second discrepancy between shot and game clock. Really unfortunate for the Hawks there not to take the lead with so many attempts. Buzz the tower, Darcy Knox.
Ira Lee cleans it up. There's Rokawa, 3 to shoot. He almost get the and 1 though, but he will go to the TAB line to give the Hawks the lead.
A nice push in transition, and the awareness is what impressed me. You see him look up the clock there. He knows exactly how much time is left. Goes into the body of Joe Ahi, takes the contact. And the way he pushes away, gave himself a chance to get that 3-point play. Doesn't close it off, but 2 shots from the TAB stripe to take the lead here.
They haven't led since midway through the first quarter. Ties it up. Chance for the lead as we head towards the fourth quarter. 1.9 to go in the third. Timmins. Rokawa. Time expires. Fourth quarter on the way. Hawks with the lead, 63-62. We have a game on our hands in Dunedin. We'll be back after the break. Fourth quarter, about to get underway. And then pencil this one and use the online code SLAMDUNK. Get a $25 pepperoni or 5 boroughs pizza. Pickup only, valid until Wednesday. Hawks showing some fight in this game. Everard Bartlett wanted more consistency out of them. Casey Frank, more of the same from that third quarter near the end.
Yeah, things started to go in the right direction for him. A little bit of hustle on the defensive end, some fast break opportunities, and the pace with which they played kept the Nuggets from setting up their defense in the half court. And all those things went right, and yet still just a 1-point lead for them right now, heading into the fourth quarter. And the Otago Nuggets, after starting the season with an unblemished 7 wins, staring in the face of back-to-back home defeats.
Coleman for 3. Too long.
Harris with a fight down low, just really physically boxing out Simmons to save that ball.
Yeah, good defense on Timmins. Hiram Harris felt the bump from Coleman. Hiram Harris will go to the line to shoot 2.
And just really different with the activity when the Hawks are putting the ball on the deck and getting to the rim, forcing that Nuggets team to recover. You see that quick swing over. Timmins has to respect the shot-making ability of Hunt from out deep. And then the unselfish pass on the interior. Coleman stuck in no man's land, has to foul. And we're seeing a Hawks team with the best rhythm and the most continuity on the offensive end that we've seen in a few weeks now.
Harris good on the first one from the TAB.
Michael Harris conversely for the Nuggets. Quiet quarter, just the 1 point in the third after having 18 at the half.
They did a really good job on him. Misses the second, does Harris, but Hunt gets the rebound. Rokawa tried to squeeze it between the legs of Timmins. Kick ball called. Shot clock resets to 14.
Seems like the energy has switched just a bit. The Hawks moving much more crisply. And the Nuggets starting to look a little bit stiff out there.
Oh, great play.
He is.
Todd Withers has a complaint as well.
Hiram Harris has made this a street fight. Not that he's fouling, not that he's being overly aggressive, but he's using his physicality and he's fighting through the arm checks and the hand checks of the Nuggets and saying, you're not going to hold me with that. You're going to have to use your whole body to slow me down.
Michael Harris fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Looks like that's a call on Jordan Hunt as he got caught on the switch. Michael Harris not exactly attacking the rim, sort of spaces away trying to get that kiss off the glass, but felt enough contact. Now a chance to cut this 4-point lead down to 3 and then 2 with another make from the free throw line.
Phil Jones has gone into his attic. He's dragged out the Bowler Celtics jersey he wore, and it's got the stats on it for it as well, Casey. More evidence.
Those stats are written in texter. That is not official.
That's official. I remember those jerseys. I didn't play in them. I remember them. Jordan Hunt knocks that 3 down.
Well, tonight they might remember some Hawks jerseys. A blinder of a comeback as the Hawks stretch it out to a 5-point lead, matching their biggest of the ball game.
They only sent Phil Jones to the line 5 times. 5 and 5 is...
I'm surprised he drove 5 times. They've all been trays.
Oh, Aitchison stepped out. Hawks with their backs up here.
Look at the pace with which they're playing now. The game has really changed on its head since they sped it up.
Jordan Hunt. This is the Hawks you expected to see. Far more engaged. Brent Matahari does not like what he's seen at the moment.
Ethan Ruspatch on that last 3 out of the corner on the step back, who finds his range to stretch it to an 8-point lead, I believe. Is that 3 going to drop in?
So timeout the Nuggets. And there's some furrowed brows there on that Nuggets bench. No Ja'Cory McLaughlin.
Without McLaughlin, it does become a question, is how are you working your offense? Darcy Knox caught fire for a bit there in the third quarter, hit a couple of 2s. Michael Harris, everything was working through him in the first half. The Hawks have seemed to have found a solution there. The 8-point lead, now largest of the ball game for the Hawks. They finally have a little bit of wind behind their sails, and Hiram Harris imploring his squad to stick with it. The Nuggets, they normally don't get very phased. They know what they need to do, but they're gonna have to start executing a little bit better on the offensive end. 17 turnovers in this game. We talked about coming into this one, number 1 in turnover differential, the least amount of turnovers in the league.
Just 25 rebounds. Plus 11 advantage for the Hawks.
And a -1 right now in the turnover margin between them and the Hawks. 16 for the Hawks, 1 for the Nuggets. Normally +5 are the Nuggets.
Timmons knocks that one down.
Well, his most aggressive move of the second half. As the Hawks, you can see how they got a taste for transition.
They let Jordan Hunt go. And Michael Harris slumps his head down. Disappointed he couldn't close out harder on that one. But Timmons driving on Jordan Hunt this way. He can't get his own rebound.
3 straight possessions with triples for the Hawks.
That 3 ball is dropping. And they have not shot the ball, as we said earlier, very well at all. But it is starting to work effectively for them now. They are 8 of 27.
Considering they're at one point 4 for 23.
Which really isn't a great percentage.
That is,
but they've got 8 threes in this game.
And made their last 4 attempts as well. So it's not just how you're shooting, it's when you're shooting. The fourth quarter is always a good time for it.
What they're doing is they're making Sam Timmons, Casey, catch quite far out as Withers knocks down that 3.
And he has certainly got his eye in. 14 points now. 3 for 5 from deep. Might need a couple more opportunities from beyond the arc.
Jordan Hunt takes care of Darcy Knox and then knocks it down.
Not sure if he tripped or was trying to sell the foul, but can't sell the foul in that kind of post position.
Withers starting to take over now. Second straight 3, timeout. Everard Bartlett. Withers hits a trail of 3 and then closes the lead to 5, and that's the energy in the building back for the Nuggets, and the Hawks don't want it, so they call time.
I mentioned earlier in the game that Harris is quite a streaky player, but maybe nobody's streakier than Todd Withers. He had a blinder of a performance that you called earlier this season against the Taranaki Mountaineers. Or sorry, just the Taranaki Airs. I always throw the mountain in there because you see it. It's a landmark. But he was huge in that first half. Had 30 at halftime, 30 plus. And I believe it was 8 threes, Moles. Can't remember off the top of my head.
I'm going to be honest, Casey. These games are starting to melt together.
But as you can see, back-to-back threes in response here. This could be one of those quarters if he's able to keep getting. I love the timeout by Everard Bartlett, though. He doesn't let it get out of hand. It's like, hey, let's change up how we're guarding him. Make him put the ball on the floor. Offensively, continue to do what we're doing. Jordan Hunt and the speed of that 5 spot, but most in particular, I think it's his ability to shoot from beyond the arc that's really stretching the defense of the Nuggets right now. Not only are they hitting the triple, but they're finding driving lanes at the same time. And that two-way threat on the offensive end has enabled them to get the lead in this ball game.
Well, they've held Sam Timmins to just 9 shot attempts. Jordan Hunt's defense, while Timmins clearly has a size advantage on him, Hunt's done really well just absorbing those shoulders of Timmins when he bangs into him. And then, yeah, stretching the floor at the other end. 77-72.
Timmins, 13 points, 9 boards, 4 assists.
Rokawa.
5 in a row!
Dunedin Rokawa! And the Hawks hot from downtown.
5 straight triples. Just throw them up, boys. They're hitting them all. Back to 8.
Great backdoor cut, and Jordan Nartai was beaten on that, commits the foul. Michael Harris gets his first bucket in a long time.
Well, that's an excellent read of how you're being guarded by Michael Harris there. You can tell that play was set up for him to come off the screen on the perimeter, look for a look from deep. Nartai plays on the high side, and Harris with a quick cut back door. The reverse layup, and baiting Nartai in the foul as well.
Michael Harris, good on that one. He had a bucket earlier, excuse me. Just the one free throw in the third quarter. So Harris has it knocked away by Withers, and then he knocks it off Withers. So it will be Hawks ball with 8 to go on the shot clock.
Loving that battle between those two. Withers a few times has tried to take the foul, has been shoved out of the way, but you see that time played stronger, kept up. He still says, telling the refs about the contact, but gets the block at the same time.
Offensive foul.
That is something that the officials have been looking out for.
Jordan Hunt.
Just got to be so conscious, of not moving, of keeping those feet stationary, and just taking that contact when you're the screen setter.
Were Harris and Withers at the 36ers together in Adelaide? Around about the same time as Withers hits a 3.
Huge hit by Withers, his 3rd straight triple in 3 attempts, and I believe they were.
Maybe that first season of Hiram Harris.
I think as a D player.
DP. Nartai gets free on the baseline. These two teams trading buckets.
Turnabout fair play. Gives Harris a taste of his own medicine on the back cut.
This game's really gone up a gear.
Foul on Withers there.
Withers gives the thumbs up.
Good hustle, and a grab into the hand by Hiram Harris. Rub some dirt on it, he'll be fine. Just don't grab the left hand, apparently.
It looks like that's smart, because Hiram Harris is in pain, and when Hiram Harris is in pain, it must really hurt.
Well, he and Withers had quite the collision there, taking another look at it. See I think that was a block by Rokawa, and then just smashing in to Harris's. And Withers is Harris just a little bit quicker to the ball there. Second personal foul on the Nuggets. Just 1 foul to give for the Hawks in the last 5:37 in this one.
Robbie Coleman's got 4 fouls. Joe Ahi in the game has got 3. Jordan Hunt and Jordan Nartai, they have 3 for the Hawks. And there's 3 players with 2 fouls, 4 fouls, excuse me. 4 players with 2 fouls. So we got there eventually, Casey.
It's good counting.
I did.
We all work on our numbers in our own way.
Well, this Hawke's Bay lead has happened while Ireland sits. It's the floor spacing of Jordan Hunt that's getting it done. Now it's Chaim Harris in the face-up.
And a much more active defensive stance from the Nuggets now.
Yeah, Chaim Harris again took Michael Harris into the grindhouse.
He loves that matchup. You can't match up with him on a guard. He's just too strong for that.
Timmons finds Bardsley on the baseline. Sam Timmons.
I love the way the Nuggets are moving away from the basketball. They are not settling. They're not hanging their passes out to dry. They're getting where they need to get with regularity.
Okawa lost the handle. Sam Timmons on a triple-double watch just quietly. He needs three assists, and a rebound. Might get one here. No, he doesn't. Oh, Tulsi Knox saves it.
What is
Bardsley
going on?
gets it. Harris for three.
What is going on? Let that drop. Oh, my.
Wow. 84-80.
This game, at times, looked like it was leaving a little something in the tank. But that has changed here in the fourth quarter. As both teams have really picked up the intensity. The speed is on. You can hear the crowd there, locked in here at the Edgar Center.
Ira Lee back in the game. Chaim Harris over Timmons. Withers goes down.
Nice challenge there. The length of Timmons making that a difficult finish for Chaim Harris.
Ira Lee has the defensive assignment on Timmons. Timmons spins, reverse, fouled.
Ira Lee, the second he gets inserted back into the ball game, it's a foul. That's his third personal. Interesting that Jordan Hunt has gone to the bench. His shooting ability was stretching out the Nuggets with regularity there during their scoring stretch where they regained the lead.
Timmons at the line. 2 for 2. Left on that one. Hawks lead stays at 4. A rebound and 3 assists away from a triple-double. It's 13 points. This is the second. What a great free throw shooter is Sam Timmons. He comes up empty on that trip. It's Chaim Harris. Oh, Sam Timmons talks it up to Chaim Harris. Swats it out of bounds.
Gets right in the face of Harris as well.
That's a taunting foul.
I feel like it is a little bit. He probably fortunate not to get a whistle there because he started walking through him. Harris took it all.
I love to see the intensity though. Ira Lee, he'll go into Timmons. Ira Lee, tough, gets his own rebound. And he's fouled and he gets it to drop.
And does not let him know about it in the converse way. Love the stick-to-itiveness of Ira Lee there. You see the drive first. Not enough on the first one, but great use of the shot fake. The body comes crashing into by Sam Timmons.
Great touch from Ira Lee on that one. It's just arms and bodies flying everywhere at him.
He does have some soft hands. 15 points. 10 rebounds now for Ira Lee. Sorry, I'm looking at Sam Timmons. 15 points and 10 rebounds now for Ira Lee. Sorry, make it 17.
Withers for 3. Chaim Harris with the rebound. Hawks have a 7-point lead.
Still playing with pace though, pushing the pressure on him.
Oh, Ethan Rusbatch with the runner. The teardrop. And the Hawks have a 9-point lead.
3:13 to go. And it's been all about the pace for the Hawks here in this second half. Once they started pushing things in transition and upping their intensity and their acceleration in the half court, they really got the Nuggets on their heels.
Well, this Hawks team, they've lost 4 of their last 5. They're up 9 on the reigning champs, who are staring down the barrel of a second straight home defeat.
And after,
but there's still plenty of time.
Lots of time left in this one. And 3:40 left to go, or so, around about there. Just a 3-possession game, and I don't know if there's a team in the league that can get hotter from deep or get up more shots in a short amount of time than the Otago Nuggets.
No Ja'Cory McLaughlin. And he can create, he certainly can score. 39 against the Tuatara in a loss. I think his name is Harold. It says Harold the Miner. No, it's Mac.
That would have been really good, though.
That would have been A.
Baby Jordan for short.
Yeah, Baby Jordan.
I feel like Harold Miner is probably not in the wheelhouse of most of our viewers, but the real heads know.
Yeah.
The real heads know. But I liked it a lot.
And I knew you would, that's why I said it. 89-80. Nuggies, they need a basket and they need a stop. Todd Withers has settled for threes. Who can create for the Nuggets? Bardsley picks his dribble up, 6 to shoot. He steps through and he traveled. That Bardsley thought he could take liberty with his steps.
Yeah, came to that jump stop, must have used that step before he came to a complete stop, so the extra step at the end is what changes that into a travel. If he jump stops and steps from there, he can, but obviously had an early one.
Great defense from the Hawks. Bardsley trying to get it back off Rokara, and he did. He forced him with the back and over.
Oh, well, I
Matt Bardsley, tremendous defense.
Love the commitment there to defending Dorona Arakawa. Might have gotten away with a little bit of contact there to force him over the line.
That is huge.
But that's what you have to do when you're down 9 points. You have to thread that needle. You have to try and force the action. Matt Bardsley has come on and had a really palpable effect on this game off the bench.
Robbie Coleman into the game for the Nuggets. He's got 4 fouls. Harris, right hand finish and one. Michael Harris.
Jordan Atai, he's talking to his teammates, but he's just got to be more aware of what Harris wants to do. That play was set up on that swing. They cleared out that driving lane, and he was more concerned about the shot. And when he got beat, he sort of shuffled. Could have just pulled out of it, wouldn't have been an N1. Instead, the first step of the comeback complete for the Nuggets. A 3-point play opportunity on the first trip down. He knocks it down to give himself 27 points.
89-83. And they want the flop call. Because Brent Matahari and the Nuggets, they were up off the bench. But Brent Matahari was up like a bullet.
That foul's on Todd Withers. That's his 3rd personal. $19 left on the shot clock. See if the Hawks try and use it or stay aggressive.
Lee's wide open. Couldn't get on the ball. Natai on the drive. Right hand is offhand. No good. 89-83.
10th rebound of the game for Sam Timmons.
Harris for 3. Gets the roll into the Edgar center. Cuts the lead to 3.
6 straight for Michael Harris with the response. A 1-possession game, and now the Hawks, they've got to find that offensive flow once more.
There's Hiram Harris. Coleman's got 4 fouls. Ira Lee. Oh, Ira Lee settles it down from 15 feet.
Huge jump shot from Ira Lee to give a little bit of breathing room to the Hawks and force the Nuggets to chase.
Under 2 to go. 5-point lead. Hawks hunting for a stop. Withers for 3 again. Oh my goodness.
Timeout to the Hawks. Talking over a minute 41 left. And this Nuggets team refuses to be held at bay.
That's their 13th 3 of the game. Todd Withers has 23 now.
13 for 33. In the high 30s they're shooting, and they're going to get them up. That is a great amount to be shooting. The Hawks, they turned their fortunes around in the second half. 4 for 23.
Withers is 6 for 9 from deep.
And that's how he scores the basketball. You have to be so aware of him when he gets those catches. Ira Lee on that last possession, just a bit more concerned about his ability as a driver, doesn't close out quite quickly enough. The never say die attitude of this Otago Nugget squad.
What do the Hawks have here? With a minute 32 to go in this game. Shout out to Hiram Harris, he's got 4 blocks.
Get it done.
Oh, excuse me, I got my eyes crossed there. He's received 4 blocks.
That's
mistake.
less. That's less impressive.
Yeah, it was a glancing look. I apologize. I looked again. 91-89. Withers and Harris closing the gap on the Hawks, who have the ball. Minute 38 to go. Withers with the hand on the passing lane. Gets the steal. Withers with the punch.
Wow.
Todd Withers.
Look at that possession. Single-handedly has turned this game around. 8 straight for Todd Withers, and that one, a man bucket, snakes it and makes it on the fast break with the dunk.
Ira Lee off the glass. No. Bodies crashing everywhere.
Who's that foul on? I believe it's on the Hawks. Now we see the Nuggets walking the other direction. That's going to be bonus.
It's going to be on Ira Lee, I believe.
Ira Lee.
Jeez, I tell you what, the
Harris
Hawks
and
came
Harris.
out. Yeah, the Hawks came out the worse off for that.
And that's free throws to the Nuggets. The most unfortunate part about it, sending Michael Harris to the free throw line.
He can't get to the free throw line fast enough.
9 for 10 from the stripe he is tonight.
Michael Harris.
Chance to build on his 30-point total.
Oh, in and out. Minute 12 to go. Quiet third quarter, just the 1 point. Makes the second.
Wow. Ice water in the veins for the second one, not the first.
Here's Rokawa. Lee spins with the left. Oh, what a finish from Ira Lee.
And his ability to go to either shoulder makes him a tough cover down there. Even more so with that soft touch.
Oh, thrown away by Timmons. An ill-advised pass.
Now the Hawks need to be a little bit more deliberate. Need to get a great shot here, but can't be passive. Need to keep the aggressiveness.
12 seconds, plenty of time. Natai. Nuggets have pushed them right out here. Rokawa missed it all. Nuggets will have 26 seconds here. The Hawks might get it back. We are looking at a blockbuster over finish. Both teams had their Sky City player timeouts as well.
26 to go. Nuggets, they want to take the last shot in this one. They want to use up the entirety of the shot clock. That'll still give them time to get on the offensive glass and take away the opportunity on a make for the Hawks to use that Sky City player timeout, which is still in their pocket, as you mentioned. Where do they go? Ball in the hands of Michael Harris.
Screen up high from Timmons. The switch from Ira Lee. Harris misses. Coleman, of course, he gets the rebound. Robbie Coleman. All the grit and grind of the hustle player in the starting 5, and he gives the Nuggets the lead.
Look at that. Harris, Timmons, Withers, they've been the stars all night long. But when you need it most, Robbie Coleman comes in, scores his second bucket of the ball game. 6 points on the day, just the first offensive rebound for him on the evening. And just the 7th second chance point for the Nuggets here in this ball game. Couldn't have come at a more opportune time as the Hawks, who looked so promising on their third victory possibility a few minutes ago, now have to go snatch it from the Nuggets with great execution.
94-93. It's been a fire fourth quarter. 32 points for the Nuggets in this fourth quarter, 30 for the Hawks. This game came alive. with about 8 minutes to go in this game. "13 seconds to go. Hawks with the ball."
Well, the question is, who do you put the ball in the hands of? Daron Arakawa has found some rhythm. Ira Lee in the post, in the one-on-one situation, has had a lot of success. He's got 22 points on 10 for 16 from the field. You want to keep Todd Withers out of the play as much as possible. You do not want to mess with him. Whoever he's guarding, I'm putting them on the weak side and trying not to involve him in the action in any way, shape, or form.
Hawks have lost 4 of their last 5. Nuggets coming off a loss at home last week. Who will be the hero here? Ira Lee with the ball. Rokawa looks at the clock. 8 to go. Hiram Harris to Ira Lee. Great catch. Puts it up and in. Ira Lee. Timeout Nuggets.
Lovely execution.
What a play.
Really drew Sam Timmons out really high. He had to be concerned about Daron Arakawa coming off the on ball, stepped way out beyond the three-point line. The quick pass to Harris on the weak side, and a good sharp cut straight to the basket by Ira Lee. Makes himself available, and then capitalizing once again on that soft touch. 24 points for Ira Lee. 11 for 17 from the field, 10 rebounds. Him and Hiram Harris both double-doubles, 14 points, 12 boards for Harris. Just a double-double, one double-double on the Nuggets side. Sam Timmons, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. What a fourth quarter this has been.
3 seconds to go. The Nuggets. The Hawks already broke up an after timeout play where they went for the lob to Timmons. So what's up the sleeve of Brent Matahari here?
Well,
You go for Harris curling.
well,
He loves to catch and shoot off balance.
Well, I like the play they ran earlier where they cleared out the driving lane, because you only need 1 point. You don't need a jumper. You have to, but the Hawks still have to be so concerned about the three. So that space where Harris comes off the top, they ran earlier, and he can curl it into the cup if there's a driving lane there. If not, he's got the jumper.
Hiram Harris, he wants to use his player timeout if
That's
they
great
get
job.
a little bit of time left. If they make the bucket, because then they can advance the ball, it'll be skinny on the clock. 2.9.
Have to have possession of the ball to call Sky City player timeout. That'll be key.
Now it's Withers. He calls the Player City timeout. And then so the players will regroup. I guess they get a look at what the setup is for the Hawks there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Was a chance to get those community tickets, but that it was what it was, a chance for the Nuggets to see how they were defending it. I might have kept it in the pocket a little bit, maybe run it off a screen to see if there's going to be a switch there. Maybe you can really get the strategy of the Hawks if they're going to be switching, if they're going to play it straight. But he called it earlier, just wanted to see what the setup was. Darcy Knox, he's hit a couple of triples tonight. Robbie Coleman's hit a triple.
Now it's going to be Knox who'll inbound the ball, so they've made the adjustment, the playing group with the Nuggets.
But Hunt on the ball, it's going to be tough to get the ball over him.
Knox, here it is, Harris,
Oh,
Nate with the challenge. It's tipped. Oh, the Hawks have come to Dunedin and they stunned the reigning champs. Great defense from Jordan Nate. And they get the win on the road. 95-94.
Well, when they needed it most, Jordan Nate was able to win the battle. Plenty of those matchups. Michael Harris had gotten the better of him tonight, but on the most important play of the game, just enough, possibly a little bit of a high five afterwards. But taking a look at the stats brought to you by the TAB, Ira Lee, huge down the stretch, ends up making the game winner for his 24th point. Harris and Withers leading the way for the Nuggets, 56 between them. Daron Arakawa, second leading scorer for the Hawks. Hiram Harris, Ira Lee, double-double. Sam Timmons as well, as the Hawks won the rebounding battle in the game, 43-32. That enabled them to get that possession game going. Great ball distribution by Sam Timmons, seconded by Michael Harris, but Hiram Harris doing it all himself. Daron Arakawa, not just a scorer. Sam Timmons, 5 blocks as well. What a performance he's putting together, but in the end, not enough. They can't knock him back, kids. The Hawks Bay is alive, baby.
It certainly is. They've got their 4th win of the season. Timmins with a crucial turnover late in the fourth quarter as well. He had 6 turnovers in the game. The Nuggets have lost 2 straight at home. Without Ja'Cory McLaughlin as well. Tough round 8 for them. Here's still to come in round 8. The Saints and the Rams, and then the Sharks and the Hawks from ILT Stadium. Big game for both teams from Southland. The Jets and the Tuatara from Palmy on Sunday. And then another big game as well after that one. Not on screen. The Bulls will host the Giants. What a game this was. 95-94. A huge fourth quarter scoring from both teams. 32 apiece. But it was the Hawks with a stop at the end. And the Nuggets will regroup, and the Hawks will head south to Invercargill. On behalf of Casey Frank, thanks so much for watching. Ka kite anō and good night.